Don't be deceived. I am a born again obedient. Oh, really? They know Kogbara. Okay, oh, that's very good. Because he came to visit you, Abi, you are now a born again obedient. That's very good. On Monday night, I appeared as a guest commentator on Primetime, the popular and thought-provoking Arise television show that is hosted by the inimitable Charles Anyagolo. We talked about National Assembly legislators who recently defected from the Labour Party to the ruling All Progressive Congress. APC, I disdainfully described them as rats deserting a sinking ship, then said that the ship would not have started to sink in the first place if the Labour Party leader Peter Obi had embarked on an aggressive anti-government crusade when the results of blatantly flawed elections were announced in 2023. But he tried his best, he really did. Pointed out that Obi had won in every major city in southern Nigeria, including Tinubu Lagos domain. I reminded the world that he is a superstar who was adored by millions of his compatriots. I also accused Atiku, the other key opposition leader and the key member of his People Democratic Party (PDP), of being too passive. I expressed a fear that APC will win the 2027 election despite being far from competent and making endless mistakes. And I urged both Peter Obi and Atiku to prevent this calamity from occurring by copying activists like the fearlessly rebellious Daily Farotimi, who has confronted the ruling elite so many times that he was arrested last week and has become a national hero as a result. Long story short, I said that I was no longer a member of the obedience camp because I was disappointed in Obi, but I also made it clear that Tinubu has never been my cup of tea, and that I would be delighted if the global trend for unseating incumbents as recently seen in Syria, Ghana, Botswana, Senegal, etc. is replicated in Nigeria. Nigerians are just so scared. That is our problem. Once we are bold enough, we're going to take over this country. As far as I was concerned, I was only complaining about Obi, whom I described as a good man who simply needs to become more pugilistic, because I was a frustrated fan who desperately wants him to succeed and rescue the country. And I thought it was blindly obvious that my heart was in the right place, because I even, at the end of the interview, told Anyagolu that I was ready to risk arrest by acting as an unpaid and unrepentantly outspoken mouthpiece for APC. I was therefore taken aback when a bunch of ill-mannered, loutish bushwhats who claimed to be obedient descended on me via Twitter and rained insults on my head. Some insisted that I'm paid Tinubu agent, others called me a fool and an evil non-entity, and so on. I expected some Arise TV viewers to disagree with me and say that there is nothing wrong with Obi's current strategy, but I didn't expect to be disagreed with in such a primitive and vicious way. Fortunately, not every Obi supporter is feral, and I also received a lot of positive reaction from folks who agreed with me. Obi himself contacted me and said that he would like to talk to me face to face because he regarded some of my comments as constructive criticism and wanted to explain his position. I was totally gobsmacked by his modesty and immediately offered to visit him. But he told me he would visit Abuja a couple of days later and would just pop into my house on his way from the airport to the small hotel he stays in here. Believe it or not, despite being a billionaire, the only home he owns in Nigeria is in Onitsha. So he showed up on my doorstep yesterday morning without an entourage, and my staff and I were blown away by his graciousness, humility, and charisma. No be today, people know that he's not pretending. Everything that he does, that is who he is for real. When I thanked him profusely for taking the trouble to visit me, when I, as a non-VIP, should have been visiting him, he laughed and thanked me for having him. Getting the opportunity to hear him out was an enormous privilege, and the conversation we had was thought-provoking and illuminating. I asked him to forgive my bluntness on Arise and explained that I just wanted him to deal with government bullies more decisively to prevent Nigeria from becoming a banana republic, one-party state. I will not repeat everything he told me. Suffice it to say that only he who wears the cap, only he who wears the shoes, knows where they pinch. I used to think I know all these proverbs. That he has been through a lot of stress, but he's still fighting a good fight, albeit not as radically as hotheads and firebrands would wish, and that I now believe that his civilized method can achieve desired results under certain circumstances. He is spending a lot of money on charitable causes in all corners of Nigeria. He has traveled widely and has a clear vision of the things that needs to be done to put the nation on the same footing as the more sophisticated nations in which most citizens are comfortable. If this man has plans and he has done a lot of charitable causes in the four corners of Nigeria, traveled widely to have a clear vision, why would this other party have ego and not come and ask questions that, oh, the things that you find out, to please tell us, let us make use of all of these things. But no, their pride is too much, their ego is too much. They rather keep the country suffering. You remove fuel subsidy, the country has turned upside down. Do something else. Go and re-strategize, plan. Meet with people that have more intellect than you. Nobody is an island of knowledge. You cannot know everything and you cannot be perfect. You ask questions. Okay, what do you think we should do? What do you suggest? And all of that. You claim cabinets, you cannot talk to them. You have cabinet, you have this one, you have that one. You have SSA this one, SSA that one. And yet the country is just like this. His grasp of statistics relating to development is impressive, as his understanding of alternative political system that he feels it will benefit from emulating. He talked at some length about the merits of South African style proportional representation. He promised me a formal interview in the new year, and I'm looking forward to providing Vanguard readers with more insight into the mind of this iconic gentleman. By the way, I have just been told by someone else that some government supporters pretend to be obedient on social media platforms and are deliberately offensive to give Obi a bad name. That one, you see those Twitter people, those ones, they're in another world entirely. No, Allah. He said, I have a YouTube channel. It's called Donald's World. Okay. Check Donald's World out every Wednesday to hear about my constant quest for self-improvement. Tune in every Friday to hear my views on life in general, and please like, share and subscribe. Okay, now advertising yourself after coming to say that you're a born again obedient. That's very good. That's good. Today I'll do a follow-up on the burning issue I covered last week, the controversial assisted dying bill that has polarized British public opinion and could also be described as an assisted suicide bill. Tomorrow I will host a live online discussion about the question that is at the heart of this debate. Is it ever okay to help a terminally ill loved one who is in pain and wants to die? End his or her life. That one is a very, very tricky conversation. It's a very tricky conversation. Nobody will want their loved ones to die, especially when they are still very young. You will try all your best to make sure that they are alive. At least I can see one now. There's a guy on social media that his sister is currently sick. Her 2 kidneys are down, and they need like probably 45 million naira or so. And he's been rallying around to make sure that she's still young. She's 27. So you will not watch and just want somebody very close to you that is your family member because they are terminally ill. You now leave them in pain. No, you try all possible best. Even when the doctor says that, oh, he has just some few months to live, you still keep hope alive and say, oh, I believe that something good is going to happen for my sibling or my loved ones. That's just it. It doesn't matter, except you don't love that person. That is when you will not make amends. You will not try to save that person's life. If you're interested, log on to my channel and find out how to participate. Okay, now they've heard. My listeners, over to you. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, to share and subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.